beautiful souls. So it's your girl J Aries. So I kind of wanted to do a deep dive, and this is my intuitive opinion. This is my psychic opinion on this, because this is like my own research I've done through my own skills and tools I have. Okay, but I have a lot of clients that come to me. And I also found out that I was a part of the Sagittarian gate battles too. So what does this mean? Okay, so if anyone else is into galactic history, astrology, if you know anything about the Sagittarian gate battles, please do not hesitate to email me at rainbowtarot1221@gmail.com or leave it below, because I have not found much about it. So I was like, I'm going to do a deep dive, because I have a lot of clients who have experienced this, and I'm like, what does this mean? And I've also experienced this. I'm like, what does this mean? Okay, so first I went in, I was like, was I a part of this? Yes. How many incarnations? I got the download 2 to 5. So I feel like these incarnations are maybe you do fully incarnate there to be a gatekeeper, or you're usually sent on a mission there, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're really full incarnations that people have there around there. I definitely feel like there's beings that live in the Sagittarius constellation that call that home. But first, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So what is the Sagittarian gate belt sector? What is that? It's actually a perimeter, okay, that is between the galactic center, blocking from the Milky Way or whatever, right? And that's something important to remember, because I'm thinking like, oh, the Sagittarian gate battles, I'm thinking like, okay, some beings from Orion done skip-hopped all the way over to this side of the universe and is fighting over here on Sagittarius lands. That's what I was thinking, it's silly. So that's why I was like, I need to do a deep dive. So the angel numbers that came through, because angel numbers, I've noticed, these are something that my guides, they speak to me through angel numbers all the time. This is something I'm going to be using and incorporating in my, skills and things like that. So 434 came out. Okay, 4 is a key number. So if you know the frequency of 4, if you understand that, like the Chaldean numerology of 4, it's very important to understand that, to understand the Sagittarian gate battle, the actual reason behind the battles, right? I say this, the battles, because we're going to get to that. So 434 shows me a pattern of collapse, correction, again, stabilization. 448 shows me reinforcing that stability, okay? And I got the download that it's an ongoing battle, okay? This is not something that was like resolved like the meta-galactic wars and then, we're doing rehabilitation and things like that. No. And then I got its battles over ley lines and grids, sector, melting pot of energy, a series of wars for stability. As I looked at the clock, it was 4 o'clock. The archetypes that came through, because I was like, what kind of archetypes, what kind of beings, would kind of be there? Dismantlers, warriors, healers, but not so many healers, as more as warrior healers together, combined. Frequency anchors, so stabilizers, archers, just to say the least. And then I was thinking, what's so special about the Sagittarian gate battles? What, I got anomaly spot, hot spot. So then I was like, oh yeah, the galactic center is known as an anomaly, and since it's a Sagittarian sector gate, it's a perimeter that's protecting and regulating and making sure everything, sorry, my thing's dying, but whatever. Anyway, so what is a black hole? Okay, so what is a black hole? It is a convergence, an intersection of currents, zones where distortions gather. So when distortions are ready to collapse, they move towards pressure nodes where they get exposed and dissolved. So symbolically, you can look at the black hole or look at the galactic center as a furnace, a rebirth gate, a recycling point of compression, and it realigns trajectory. Okay, so if you have the galactic center in your chart, let's say, hitting major aspects on your ascendant, your descendant, your IC, moon, sun, Venus, Mars. You're probably someone who is able to see through BS, okay? And you're probably someone who pulls in a lot of maybe dense situations so you can be that light in it, or literally just your mere existence is stabilizing and upholding the law of one to bring them towards the light, if that makes sense, okay? So, okay. And then I got upholding the law of one came through. So basically, a buildup of reversal patterns, artificial disassociated grids, synthetic timelines, and collapsed fields, fractured architectures, feedback loops, incoherent energetic structures, and an organic coherence couldn't reassert itself from inside the distortion without some Krystic lineages being sent there, some guardians and gatekeepers had to be sent there. So if, let's say you get a reading from me and I'm like, oh, you're part of the Sagittarian gate battles, basically what that means is at one point, or there's an aspect of you that is simultaneously protecting the galactic center and making sure it's functioning like it should be functioning, okay? So this is what just came through for me. Again, like, I could be wrong, okay? So then I'm like, you know, what is the realm like? What is it like? You know, like, give me some visuals. I got plain, like, it's plain, okay? Follow me, okay? So location near the galactic center, and incarnating for certain reasons and then kind of escaping and going out. I pick up that a lot of dragons, specifically because they're you know, known for their genetic makeup is to be protectors of the grids and the ley lines and things like that. So I feel like a lot of dragons definitely go there to protect and gatekeep, but all kinds of different beings. And then I was thinking, like, what form did I take when I was there? And I got mostly dragon. I was. And that these are lifetimes of pure duty and mission, okay? Very goal-oriented, okay? So I'm not sure how, like, you know, they send us out or they sent us out to do it, or if it's something like a mission called statement. I'm not sure, okay? But I know that the collapse zones, they need coherence holders. So gatekeepers were set in place around the sector. They're constantly being set there, right? To be the spine, the backbone, and the collapse zones, just to make sure everything is going how it needs, that there's no buildup of any of the artificial things, like they're not trying to get out, or I don't know. I know this might sound silly, but that's kind of how I see it, how it's coming through. So Krystic races make sure everything is running according to universal laws. So the galactic center sits at 27 degrees of Sagittarius. And then I'm thinking, like, what does healing look like for someone who has experienced this, a soul who has this echo, right? PTSD, hypervigilance, protector mode being turned all the way up, okay? And then feeling responsible for things that has nothing to do with you, okay? Then I got the angel number 505, okay? So this is about distortion peaks. They enter the furnace of the gate, which is the galactic center, and they reemerge as a new trajectory. So whether they go into new timelines, whether they're recycled, whether something, I'm not sure what happens to the distortions and the reversals of this universal time matrix once they are sent through the black hole. I'm not sure on that yet. But something beautiful that did come through for me was because I was thinking, I was like, you know, okay, if I was around this big anomaly and it's got this huge gravitational pull, how was I not being sucked in there? So obviously we weren't not physical beings being sent there, but this is what came through for me. It was geometry defines how gravity moves, not the other way around. So it's not gravity defines how us geometries move. Geometry defines how gravity moves. So I was like, I don't know. Anybody, is there more to that? Or am I just losing my marbles? Okay. And that the gatekeepers, though, how do they withhold this, is that they withhold 0 point the whole time they're there. That's what I'm saying. It's a pure lifetime of just pure duty, mission, of a pure gold, okay? Most are sent down to dismantle, bring in the law of one frequency and hold that as a stabilizing thing. Then you got some that, you know, warriors are needed for, like, I feel like more of the stubborn stuff. And then I got 515, okay? So this tells me that the build up around the gate, the melting pot that I picked up, the gatekeeper, the spine, the axis, which is the 1, in the center of the spiral is the 5, the new field of correction. Distortion approaches, meets the spine, and is directed into a new path. So basically explains the anomaly of the great, not the great attractor, the galactic center. So then I looked deeper into what 4 means, just so to have more clarification for you guys and for me. So I do feel like technology was involved because 4 vibrates at the Uranus vibration. It's associated with Aquarius and Uranus. To root in freedom, progress, and reason, and replace what no longer serves. And that's basically the anomaly of what the galactic center does, okay? So then these are some different downloads that just came through. I'm going to try my best to organize them. These are written notes. So, yeah. I'm very ADD. So, anyways. Factions. Guardians. Intrusions. Karmic density. Spiritual exhaustion. Entanglements. Psychic fog. Beings escorted out into new timelines. Gates are always being protected. And that they're only open when battle, timeline correction, or training cycles are going on. Use your discernment. Open under orders during activations, battles, or mission cycles. And the Sagittarian belt, again, is a perimeter, and it regulates and it protects the galactic center. That's the whole purpose of the Sagittarian belt sector. So there's gatekeepers, that are aligned to the Krystic lineages, that are upholding the law of one, basically making sure that there's no buildup, or that that the galactic center is functioning how it needs to function. That's what came through for me about the Sagittarian gate battles. I feel like the battles would be like just the ongoing, you know, just clearing out the distortions and stuff like that. So if this resonated with you, if you would like to dive deeper, I do offer Akashic Galactic Soul Maps. I have all my links below and in my bio. If you like an aura reading, those are 22 right now. Those are really fun, really cool too. And for the holiday season, those are perfect to get, you know, for your friends, your family. You can even get one for your pet, really. Yeah, or if you like an energetic tune-up too, to start the new year feeling a little bit different. So, Omni-love, absolute healing, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. And yeah, if this resonated, if anybody else has any other information about the Sagittarian gate battles, link it below, email me, please, because I'd love to go deeper into this topic and talk about this more.